This is actually Wellness Central, and today on Wellness Central, we're going to be introducing to you somebody very interesting. For Wellness Central, every single weekend, we like to take a little time and focus on the fact that every little thing that you do should be to the well-being of, well, the individual, you yourself. So we give you little tips on how you can take care of yourself. Today on Wellness Central, we want to introduce our very interesting doctor here, Dr. Perfecta Osawaru. She is a dietitian, food nutritionist, and much more. You're welcome, Dr. Perfecta.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. Let's get started, shall we? And first of all, I'd like for you to explain, the concept of reframing diet. That seems to be your ministry or the conversation that you have, or should I say your expertise? But talk to us about, the topic reframing diet as a lifestyle, right? And what it's all about.
Thank you so much, Juliet. Okay, so when it comes to reframing diet as a lifestyle, let's talk about the fact that a lot of nutritionists, a lot of ads on social media and apps talk about diet, this diet, that diet. And I feel like, so with the inventory of that, there's this thing with information overload, and people are oftentimes now more confused as to what to do, rather than, just like pick up something and then do it. So if we're going to talk about what diet is, it's essential to look at where it comes from, the root word of it. If you want to understand anything, you go back to the ABCs, right? I personally also feel that the word diet has been bastardized, and it has been reduced to either a weight loss or a weight gain scheme. But that's not what it's all about. So when you talk about diet, it comes from the root word dieta. It's a Greek word, and it simply means the way of life. So diet is the way of life. It's not restricted to a particular dietary, meal plan or something like that. It's a way of life. So when you want to think about reframing diet as a lifestyle, you have to think about it. What's a way of life to you? When you think about way of life, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to an average person? So if you reframe diet, you have to get off the misconception of the fact that it has to be a strict list of foods, there has to be a strict list of meals that you have to follow per time, as to the entirety. The way of life, what's your friends, who are your friends, your cycle? What's your work like? What's your sleep routine like? What's your physical activity like? So that's what it is.
So you're saying I have to kick Judith out of my life cycle because she's not helping my diet. Is that what you're actually saying? We need to take a look at everything around us.
Yes.
Just because of food, doctor?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. It's because they've pushed out diet as food on its own. But the root word is dieta, a way of life in general. It's not just restricted to a dietary plan or something like that.
All right. So what practical steps then should individuals take to transition from viewing diet as a short-term solution to whether it's weight gain, weight loss, healthy living? What then is the practical step?
Yeah, the practical step, like I said, is the first thing in understanding that it's not a short-term fix. It's a way of life. So if you're to restrict some certain things from your meal, is that sustainable for you on the long run? If you're to incorporate this particular activity into your life, that is sustainable for the long run. I know Mazino loves to bike, so that's a physical activity that that is pleasurable.
Tell them.
Can you also tell him he needs to see a chiropractor because his lower back is most likely killing him?
Yeah, well, then there is that. But then again, every single thing that we do, whether it's our leisure, whether it's our friend, it all comes together in this theme that we're talking about here.
Yes.
Now, that is very interesting. So you're saying that everybody else who's put maybe everything, who's taken every other aspect out and focused on just simply food are doing it wrong. And I'm talking about the fitness experts. I'm talking about the doctors who have told you that you need to go on a diet, and I'm referring to just food. They're not doing it correctly, is what you're saying.
They're not. So yes, the nutrition comes into play, right? And so if you're restricting something, so some diets will go, you have to restrict carbs, you have to restrict protein, you have to restrict
like
macronutrients.
The keto diets and the
yes, you have paleo. Exactly. I was going to talk about that. It feels like a religion right now. It's like, what are you into? Are you into paleo diet? Are you into intermittent fasting? Are you into this and that?
I hate those things.
And it shouldn't be like that.
I saw you roll your eyes.
It really shouldn't be like that, because so I would say that my admonition would be to focus less on what you're limiting and more on what you can add. So every time, a simple rule, you're going to have lunch right now. So there's a plate in front of you. Look at the plate and think, what can I add on to this to make it healthy? The healthy eating thing, as opposed to what can I take out, limit, remove.
That goes against everything else we've been told.
Yeah.
Because when we hear diet, we think of subtraction.
Right.
But you're telling us to add on. What can I add to a plate of amala and ewedu, for instance?
Vegetables?
I get it now. So it is possible.
Yeah, so if you're just, I mean, there's this plate method where you look at it, and I mean, like 50% could be veggies, and then a quarter of it could be lean protein, and a quarter of it could be carbs. So that way you're having the entire thing. I mean, you're getting the all nutrients in. Because a healthy meal or a healthy eating would be of the foods that are like nutrient packed. It's not supposed to be a restriction or a ban on foods.
So what they normally would tell us is remove calories from your meal. Don't eat calorie. There's only.
So no, there's a place for that.
There's a place for that. Okay, so I'm glad we bring up the caloric part of it, because what is your concerns? Of course not. I'm perfectly fine. But I mean, what would then be the standard, right? Because women is different, men is different, you know, and then if you're trying to lose weight, you know, some persons will go as far as intermittent fasting, and then when they finally eat, they are below the recommended caloric intake for an adult like
that's
this,
why
an old man like him.
That's why I first started with the fact that you should take it away from restricting, take it away from just the foods that you eat. Everything plays a role. So what if you're eating well and you're sedentary? It's a way of life.
Why are you?
What if you're eating well and you're sedentary? Okay, what if every other thing is good and then your circle, like your mental and emotional state, is consistently in a state of imbalance? You can trick us and tell us, well, you're good, but you can't trick your body, right?
Yeah.
So if you say you're fine, your head knows that you're not fine. So there's a balance. It's a way of life. That's what I'm saying. Reframing diet as a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. What's sustainable to you? And the reason why people opt for all of this, you know, quick fixes is because it feels more, you know, convenient.
And fashionable.
Well, I'll tell you that for free. But then, how then do you now adopt the mindset? How then do you now change that mindset? Because like you said from the very beginning, we've been socially conditioned, of course, by social media to see people constantly reducing their diets and eating, and they purport themselves as someone who's living healthy. How can you change your mindset and adopt a healthier lifestyle?
When it comes to nutrition, any food that consistently spikes your blood sugar level would like put you in a health fix and make you ill. So the less processed the food or the less processed the meal is, the more it aids your body in slow digestion and absorption, and that can keep you fuller. And then the old blood sugar level thing would not keep spiking up.
How do I identify these foods then?
Fast foods.
Fast foods.
They give you this old...
Yeah, well, you see what you've just done. So this is
wait a minute,
of the average person out there.
Oh, that's not true.
Fast food is life.
Fast food
is fast.
It's fast. Exactly, that's my point. So because of the hours that we put into a job, there's never enough time to be able to prep our meals. I'm a huge prepper. I love to prep. I love to have a fresh salad once in a while. I try to have it at least 3 times a week, either for lunch or for dinner. But it's a must I have a salad, right? But I also understand the needs or the wants that, you know, this fast food chains they meet as well. So, I mean, not everyday dietary intake, but at least sometimes.
Excuses. Sorry.
Cheat meal, maybe?
Cheat meal?
I mean, just a cheat. I mean, sweet tooth.
So, what are the disadvantages?
She said she loves to prep. So why don't you put a structure into your
This one doesn't know what I do for a living. Clearly, he's smiling. It's like, hey, what a child. You don't know. What a baby. We are busy 24 hours. It's a non-ending cycle. So, I mean, we're the persons who would want to go and say, okay, can you, what do they have there? Let's just do a donut with a cup of coffee as you're in editorial meetings and, you know, on all of that post-production, pre-production meetings. People who are fast-paced, who work around the clock. That's really their lifestyle.
But then it's not about because that's your lifestyle, then you're actually setting yourself up for like ailments on the long run. Because what you're doing is consistently consuming fast foods that keep spiking your blood sugar level up. So you have to choose. What is it? Is it going to be, you know, taking a lifestyle that is going to enhance longevity, or the other?
Let's talk strategies. So now I've listened to you, and I really do want to incorporate that kind of lifestyle. Get diet, how do you put it again? Diet as a lifestyle.
Right.
What do I need to start doing strategically now? Wake up in the morning on a Monday when I'm most likely to have fast food, like she says. What do I need to do to my psyche?
Like I said, you have to be, I think you have to really be sincere with yourself when it comes to time and budgeting. What's sustainable for you? So if you can always replace that, why don't you get oatmeal instead? I mean, in the morning. There's always something else to substitute that with. I really don't advise just switching up your entire routine. It doesn't work. That's what's not sustainable, right? So when you're trying to incorporate a new change, you have to take it like in bits. You don't have to just do everything once, as in at once. You have to take it one step at a time. So if that's what you take, what about you substitute your coffee for maybe like a herbal tea or something?
Coffee's bad?
I've just found out recently that's bad.
Caffeine.
Apparently caffeine.
Coffee's bad?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
bad.
No, I mean, the caffeine is...
What are we left with? What kind of life is this?
No. Okay, so when it comes to ladies, like when it comes to their menstrual health, so caffeine is like an estrogen stimulator, right? So it just, when it comes to what's bad or what's good, I feel like it has to be more to you. I mean, personified rather, or personalized, that's the word. So you have to consistently look at what are you looking to achieve, and I keep using the word sustainable because it's a way of life. It's specific to you.
I'm so glad you're saying sustainability, and now we're talking busy schedules and being able to incorporate strategies. What about mothers? You know, single mothers, busy dads, those who live in Shangotedo that's driving in traffic to the island or the mainland. How are you able to do that in a very busy lifestyle there's never even enough time in the day for yourself?
Is there really never enough time?
There isn't.
Or you don't want to prioritize it? What are your time thieves? Okay.
Okay.
Inquiry into the life of Jennifer TV.
Well,
I'm so glad she was staring at you and not me.
Because yours is even worse, I know. But honestly, more on the strategy, right? Eating healthy, staying healthy, exercise still matters, doesn't it?
Physical activity. And then I talked about doing something that is more pleasurable. Like I would naturally navigate towards walking or jogging. I had the marathon yesterday, right? And for me, it's not more of the work. Some people will never run. I mean, why I run it to? Is it heavenly race, right? But for me, it's like fun. I mean, it's pleasurable for me because I get to meet my friends also. So there's a social connection there. There's me doing what I love to do with my community. So what is pleasurable for you? If you were to incorporate physical activity right now, Juliet, what is pleasurable for you?
Let me see. I love weightlifting. I love boxing. I love Pilates.
Oh, why so violent? In any case, Dr. Perfecta, I think today is World Day for Safety at Workplaces.
Absolutely.
As a doctor, I was wondering what you could, to end this session, what tips or what you think about this special day?
Special day safety measures?
Yeah. Yeah, safety measures at workplaces.
At work, you know, safety at work day.
Okay.
Commemoration.
Okay.
Yeah, no pressure, just
No pressure.
As a doctor, just give us a hint or two about safety at workplaces.
You want me to navigate it towards health or just...
Yeah,
Just
do
us a
whatever
tip.
doctors
Just
do.
say something. Say
Okay.
something for the workers at home, how they can be safe at their workplace,
As they
and
get
also
ready for tomorrow.
HR. As I like to call
as they
it
get ready
HR.
for tomorrow, they could either, I mean, when it comes to their meal, they could, it's still a safety measure, like they could actually like prep ahead what they want to like consume so that it helps them be more productive or with
And
their
focus.
work. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Eat.
Osawaru.
At the end of the day, eat. It's very important that you eat.
It's good to have had you here on the Wellness Central. We're looking forward to many more times to have you in to talk to us, especially when we have matters concerning diet or nutrition, I should actually be more specific on. Thank you indeed. Dr.
Thank
Perfecta
you.
Osawaru.